Welcome to APPCRAFT Tutorial 3, Lesson 2, my first game. In this lesson, we're going to be adding rules, a win state, and a fail state to our game. In our last tutorial, we added 2 worms to the screen, which added a game narrative. We left you with the challenge of how to get the birds to opposite ends of the screen and search for their dinner. Most games have rules for winning the game, and this game will be no different. We have 2 birds, and the bird that finds their dinner first wins the game. Just a quick reminder that you may want to create a new copy of your game so far and work on the new copy, leaving the last copy intact. To do this, you would hit the edit button, the plus button, and then the plus on your last version. This will create a new copy. Work with this copy while you work through this lesson. By now you know how to add scenarios to your actors. Our first actor that we're going to work with is the first bird. I have a set of instructions here that I will go through with you that will introduce a few new concepts and give you more power with your scenarios. Remember the first look at XY that we started in our last tutorial? Well, one of the things that you can do is you can have an actor look at another actor. So let's have our bird 1 look at our worm 1. Remember the forever loop? Keep doing this forever? Well, we want our game to have a forever loop, but not do the same thing forever. What we would like is to test to see if the bird has reached the corner yet. This line here actually tests to see if the Y position of the actor, the bird, is greater than 5. Here, our bird's Y position is about 500. As it flies to the corner, it will become 400, 300, 200. Remember, it's heading towards 0. So, Y position is greater than 5 will always be true until the bird reaches the corner. As long as this is true, we want the bird to move and flutter and wait and move and flutter and wait. As soon as this is no longer true, which will occur when the bird reaches the corner, this set of directions comes into play. Or else. Or else means when this is no longer true, then do these activities. Let's analyze these activities or these instructions. The first part of these instructions is next image of actor worm. Remember our worm when we designed it? We created a second image of this worm. In my case, I made a yum. So when the bird reaches the corner, the worm goes to the next image and turns into this yum splat. This is the win condition. It means the bird has actually reached its win state, and our gameplay indicates that by displaying the yum factor. So if we can indicate victory or winning by having our worm turn into a yum, how do we indicate failure or something failed on the screen? Let's take a look at what the scenario for this bird is, so that if this bird wins, it turns this worm into a yum, and the top bird and worm disappear. So this bird's scenario looks like this. Look at actor worm 2. So he's pointing this way. Forever, we're going to check to see if the Y position of this bird is less than 1,000. So as long as this bird has not reached this corner, the Y position is not 1,000 yet. But once this bird reaches this corner, the Y position will be greater than 1,000. At that point, next image of actor, this worm, turns into worm 2, which is a yum state. And then we hide the top left bird and hide worm 1. That's our fail state. Go ahead and add these instructions to the second bird and add the previous instructions to the first bird. Play around with it a little bit. See what happens. Here are the instructions for the scenario for the top left bird. Pause the video and make sure that you have these instructions programmed into your app. Here are the instructions for the scenario for the bottom right bird. Go ahead and pause the video now and make sure that your scenarios for the bottom right bird include these instructions. This is the end of this lesson. We have one more lesson to finish our game. In the final lesson of my first game, you will add some directions that will make the game a little bit more competitive. A light will go from red to yellow to green, signaling for you and a friend to click on one of the birds to go seek their dinner. Whichever bird wins will be the winner for the game. See you in the next lesson.